The fish on the left are line caught. The only damage is from hooks to their mouths. The ones on the right were netted. Nets abrade a fish's whole body so it loses freshness faster. The special ability to judge quality quickly by eye is known in Japanese as mekiki. Tokyo has had wholesale food markets since the 17th century. As the city and its markets grew, Nakagainin took on an ever more important role, recognized for their mekiki ability. Fumie Takeuchi is the owner and head chef of a high-end Tokyo sushi restaurant. One thing her customers always request is maguro, Pacific bluefin tuna, and she relies on Toyosu Market for the highest quality. I come here every day in order to get the very best maguro. Good morning. A lot came in today. Big ones are about 250 kilos. Takeuchi always buys from the same Nakagainin, Hiroki Fujita. It's not easy judging quality on the spot with the fish all heaped up on the floor. Fujita is the ultimate maguro specialist. He goes out on the floor in search of the exact quality of fish Takeuchi has asked for today. Maybe not. Takeuchi wants maguro that's fresh, soft and fatty. Fujita checks out fish after fish, searching for the absolute best. I know it'll be fatty from the white colour near its belly. A single glance at this fish's subtly different skin colour and texture tells Fujita it will have exactly the taste that Takeuchi needs. Once again, Takeuchi's customers will enjoy sushi of unmatchable quality. Even sushi chefs can't do what Fujita does. If he says it's good, it will be. His eye is the best. There's no one like it. Tokyo chefs have made this city a gourmet paradise, but they couldn't do it without the Toyosu. This material has proven a boon in colder climates. Under a microscope, tiny particles of crushed natural stone are visible inside each fibre. This stone has heat-retaining properties. Other new materials have antimicrobial and anti-odor functions. And now there's a new kind of sportswear that's getting an enthusiastic welcome from athletes. Unlike other sportswear, you put it on after your workout. Its purpose is to help you recover faster from fatigue. Some of Japan's top basketball players tried the garments and felt their benefits. The season is very long and the tiredness can really build up. This clothing has helped me sleep far more deeply. I always feel lighter the next day. I'm sure it has a very positive effect on my performance. These garments relieve fatigue because the fabric contains platinum. Platinum is a metal long used for jewelry and accessories, as well as in many industrial applications. One of platinum's properties is that it emits a weak electromagnetic field. This improves blood circulation, dissolves muscular tension, and helps recovery. University research has shown that wearing these garments can double the rate of blood flow, accelerating recovery from fatigue. It also reduced muscular pain caused by fatigue. However, incorporating platinum into fibre was technically very difficult. A successful method was finally developed by Taichi Nakamura. Nakamura first began focusing on this effect of platinum 13 years ago and developed several useful sports applications. In sports, we always talk about the importance of exercise, nutrition and rest, but somehow we've never paid the attention to rest that it deserves. Many kinds of sportswear have been developed to enhance athletes' strength and speed, but no one had ever looked at improving the quality of their rest as a way to boost performance. Nakamura's research led to the development of this fibre. The fabric is basically polyester. We needed to incorporate platinum into the polyester fibers, but this turned out to be very difficult to do. The solution Nakamura found was to break the platinum down into nano-sized particles. At 30,000 times magnification, we can see the platinum particles contained in a single fiber. And that's the story behind the first ever sportswear designed for recovery from fatigue. Athletes were quick to spot the potential. When this German swimmer tried out the new garments, he won a number of gold medals. The German national swimming team then made it part of their official sportswear. These garments are now readily available in sports stores and are popular with non-athletes wanting to recover from the fatigue of daily life. Japanese high-tech textiles are bringing undreamt-of new value to the world of sportswear. The Akita Inu is a breed of dog native to Japan known for lovable round faces, triangular ears and plump curly tails. Typically they have reddish spots. There are also black and white varieties. There are 6 native Japanese dog breeds and the Akita is the largest. Although they're big tough animals, they have a gentle nature and are renowned for being extremely affectionate and loyal. Outside Tokyo Shibuya Station, there's a statue commemorating a famous Akita called Hachiko. Hachiko came to this station every evening to welcome his owner home. One day the owner never returned. He died at work. Yet for nearly 10 years the faithful dog still came and waited every day. Hachiko became a legend for his undying loyalty. Yoshio and Nobuko Kondo have always raised Akitas, ever since they were newlyweds. Now they're elderly and growing frail. Their Akita tries to take care of them. When walking is painful for me, the dog feels it and does everything it can to help. It has an incredible sense for things like that. Akita Inu were originally hunting dogs, bred for absolute obedience and to protect their owners from danger. These qualities later made them extremely popular as watchdogs. However, changing lifestyles mean people now prefer smaller pets that can be kept indoors, and today the Akita breed is in decline. This is Odate in Akita, the birthplace of the Akita Inu. The city started a program to promote its famous local breed. Nami Nishiyama, a big fan of these dogs, wanted to be part of the program, so she took a job at the city office. Her pet Akita, Ako-chan, is now 2 years old. She was just a puppy when Nishiyama started this job. Visitors to Odate can now meet and play with Ako-chan in a special space set up in the tourist office. She's so fluffy. Good dog. Ako-chan is always gentle and friendly, despite being daily handled by dozens of strangers. The Akita Inu is a truly amazing breed. I hope I can help people rediscover the qualities of this great dog. Nishiyama also makes regular visits to places like old people's homes and primary schools to give people hands-on experience with her dogs. It's so cute! They make such great partners. It feels like you're living with another person. Akita are really outstanding dogs, and everyone in Odate loves them. I believe they can make a valuable contribution as symbol and face of our city. Thanks to celebrity owners like figure skating champion Alina Zagitova, there's been a recent surge in popularity for the breed outside Japan. Lovable, intelligent and incredibly loyal, Akita Inu are capturing hearts worldwide. Every visitor to Japan notices the unique way railway staff are always pointing and calling. It's actually a highly effective safety technique developed here in Japan. Physical movements and vocalizations are a proven way to increase concentration and reduce errors when performing any task. Pointing and calling help us to ensure passenger safety. The railways provide a service that's essential to people's lives, and these techniques help us fully concentrate on every job. This is how the method works. First, he focuses completely on the item to be checked. Here, the train is about to depart, and he's confirming that there's no one at the edge of the platform. He calls out the name of the item being checked and points in that direction. When he's visually confirmed that all is clear, he calls out OK. The practice is said to have been invented by a steam locomotive operator about a century ago. Japan's railway system still rely on it today. Scientific tests have conclusively proven that the method is effective. We gave test subjects a simple task: press the button that matches the color displayed on the screen. Some subjects were told to both point and call the color first. Others were told to just press the button. The error rates were then compared. The results were clear. Far more errors were made by those who only pressed the button, while those who pointed and called made the least errors. It was very obvious. Errors fell by about 85%. Neuroscientists have also studied these techniques. We found that it is legs specially designed for sprinting. Older prosthetic blades had a curve in the section below the knee. In the new version, this part is straight, helping the athlete to run faster. The old type only had about this much spring. Now, there's this much. I can feel myself bounding higher. My whole leg is working to propel me forward. Eliminating curves transmits the force more directly, increasing top speed. Monozukuri engineering is changing the world of wheelchair sports too. This manufacturer has developed a revolutionary new wheelchair design. It's already being used by the English national team. On normal wheelchairs, the frame is a single rigid unit. Continue to the next play. Much easier to use. The part frame is very effective at absorbing shock from such collisions and keeping the wheelchair stable. The wheelchair would become much more nimble. The material of the shaft, replacing steel alloy with lighter aluminum. Next, they looked at the holes in the mounting bracket. Compared to the older model, the new one features much enlarged holes. The strength is unchanged. The engineers didn't stop there. Next were the grooves in the caster wheels. Specialist pairing techniques let them deepen these grooves, extracting more material. Comparing old and new casters, we see that this technique saved 40 grams. The new casters also spin faster and more freely, making the wheelchair's movement more agile. Improving sports equipment with Japanese engineering and craft skills. Monozukuri innovations we'll likely see on the winners' podium in 2020.
Hello everyone, welcome to Stay Woke. With me today I have Rena on, and we're going to discuss on a topic that is obviously talked about a lot by many people, but still isn't being addressed the way it should be addressed. Today we're going to talk about battered women and domestic violence in general. Hey Rena.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for coming on. I'm good.
Thank
how
you
are
for
you doing?
having me. I'm great.
So, as you know, women in Malawi suffer from this trait, like domestic violence is something that it keeps occurring and occurring, no matter how much, people try to speak about it and everything. Why do you think that is, in Malawi in particular?
Well, I think it's a global issue, but I feel like maybe other countries are tackling it much better than we are. A lot of the times I think I've even seen it, like experienced it from the outside, where the first thing that happens for example, say I'm in a relationship, I'm married to somebody and they happen to beat me. If I go back home and I tell them that my husband beat me, the first question asked is, what did you do?
Exactly.
So it's as if society has dubbed it in such a way that it's okay for your husband or your spouse to beat you if you have provoked it. But for me, I don't believe in such. I feel like there's a reason why we learn how to speak.
Yes.
There should be dialogue.
Yes.
Even the Bible says you shouldn't go to bed angry. So there's a reason why we've learned how to speak.
Yes.
There should be dialogue to go through it, and if you can't go through it together, that's when you need a mediator.
Speaking of which, that is actually a good point that you mentioned, that people say, what did you do wrong? And usually it goes to the woman.
Yeah. And
I think that's a way of encouraging men now to be like, it's not the man's fault, so they're not really procedures for men. Do you think that we need to talk more about it with men as well?
Yes, because obviously that's where majority of the problem is. I'm not trying to point fingers or anything, but I feel that society has forced men to be that strong, upstanding citizen who is not allowed to have emotion. So you find that a lot of the times, men who do condone violence against women or violence in general, they are ones that don't know how to express their emotions. So the quickest express mode is for them to slap somebody, to punch something and whatnot.
Why do you think that women in marriages, for example, or just in serious relationships, don't speak out? They're getting abused, but they don't leave. They just stick around. Why do you think that is?
A lot of the times it's because their partner could have something over them. For example, it could be that their partner is the financially stable one. So if they leave, they'll go back to a life that they're no longer accustomed to. They think about the children, because you find there are some spouses where if you walk out, he could actually say, I'm not paying for the kids' school fees anymore. So a lot of the times women stay in such situations not for them, but for the people that rely on them as upstanding or women of valor in a sense. But I don't think that something like that should be something that you should smile at, because we understand, like, life is hard. It is hard. And for me, I believe that I'm not going to laugh at anybody who's in that kind of situation, because it should be painful. To have to wake up in the morning next to the same person that is physically abusing you. You don't know when the next bout of physical abuse is going to come. So we shouldn't really smile at such, and we should try to speak to people as much as possible to get through it.
For those who are just joining us now, we are talking about violence, domestic violence, and battered women in general, whether in a relationship or some form. Please note that we're not talking about sexual assault or anything. This is specifically violence, physical in particular, towards women and some men as well. Some men are, let's not forget that some men are also abused in that way. Of course, it's not very common, especially in Africa. It's usually women. That's why we're focusing on women. What do you think is the root cause for the beginning of, do you think there's anything like that triggers someone to be an abuser, or do you think anyone can be an abuser, or there's specific traits of people that are?
Usually you can say that there are specific traits. I feel they're quiet individuals. The very quiet ones, the not so outspoken ones, they're thinkers. And a lot of those people you could find that could just have something that just triggers them, and they could end up being physically abusive to their partner. Outspoken people as well, like myself, we can end up being that way as well. You know, a lot of the times it happens because of a lack of communication, disrespect to your partner, that could actually result in you being...
Can you give us an example of what disrespectful is? Because some people would say, how am I being disrespectful? Like for the girls that just to advise them, like, you know, maybe if you do something, this could be the end result.
I would say the way you treat your partner in public, that is, you know, how you treat them could be a telltale sign of whether or not you disrespect them or not. Well, I say this because I have experienced it myself. It's one of those things where when you're in a relationship, you need to be each other's priority. So if I'm in a public place with my partner, I need to make sure that my partner is okay. I need to make sure that I know he is at all times, he knows where I am at all times, you know. If he calls me, I need to be present. If I call him, he needs to be present. Then we need to be in sync, regardless of the world around us. So you find that a lot of the times, like I've seen this before, where a married woman literally walked away from her husband, and in a very public place, walked away from him, and she was just like, guy, that was me, and she walked off. I don't know what the argument was about, but the fact that it was in public, you know, that's a public way of disrespecting your spouse. And I understand, relationships are tough. You know, you can't be perfect 24 hours a day, but you need to watch what you do in the public eye. You know, you fight, you argue, we are humans, we're not always going to agree, but you need to watch how you behave around people, because those are the same people that are going to be the catalyst to break you guys apart.
I agree with you, actually. That's a good point. But do you think that some women are overly respectful, like, you know, in the villages, or just traditionally as Malawians, what we're taught is, you know, be respectful to your man, submit, even the Bible says to submit. So if you look at it from that perspective, do you think that's also, personally I feel like that's also a cause of violence, because we take it to another level. You know, by submitting, we don't mean if he beats you, keep quiet, or just, you know, take everything, you know, in like that.
I feel in relationships, we're in modern times now. Now, when I say this, I don't want to make it seem like being submissive or being respectful to your partner is something you shouldn't do. By all means, do it. But I'm a firm believer in doing as you please.
Find that an older man who's more experienced, obviously, wiser, takes advantage of that, and maybe that could also lead to domestic violence or abuse.
No, they should not be married at all.
They're like 16 and they haven't even developed.
They should not be married at all.
Exactly.
They should not even be on the agenda. It should not even be a conversational topic.
Exactly.
I disagree. I believe that if possible, like if I could change the laws, I would say that marriage should only be permitted at the age of 25 going up.
So there you go, guys. We're basically talking about raising awareness on this topic, on abuse and domestic violence and just battered women, physical abuse against women. I'm with Rena, and we're talking about this. So on that note, there was a survey that I read somewhere, and it was to look out for. One of the examples they gave was, if you I wrote it down. But if you find out that he had a violent relationship with a former girlfriend, you need to run away. That's what it says. And if he's stalking you at work or at home, and you know, has a GPS on you and stuff like that, red flag. If he is physically violent, even in a playful way, but it causes you some sort of pain, like if he shoves you and everything, that's also a sign to look out for. It also says if it's overly jealous. I mean, a lot of women, this one got me, because I was like, a lot of women now confuse that from love. But if it's weirdly done, that's a red flag. So what are do you agree with this?
I really do.
And what are some of the other things that you've probably taken note of?
The way that a man speaks to you. For me, Okay, I won't say that I have an attitude, but I have a very strong spirit. So I don't like to be summoned. I'm not an object. So men who look at you or speak to you as if you're an object, or men that are entitled, feel entitled to certain things, whether it be the way they treat you, whether it be what they want from you, if they feel entitled, for me that's a no-no. And that is a sign that there's a possibility
really good
that
advice.
this person could be abusive.
Yeah.
Because I can't come to you and tell you, Felicity, come here now. No.
That's
I should ask you.
Yes,
can you please come here?
Yes.
I really need to see you now. You know, at least there should be some cordialness. You know, even if you've been in a relationship for 10, 15 years, there should be some sort of respect to say, this is my person, but I still need to respect them because they have an opinion. They also have certain values of their own. You speak to each other, the whole, you know, even, play fighting, sometimes you can tell that, this one is a problem.
So, okay, before we close, just two more things. I wanted to just express this. I've known women that are very strong, friends of mine, just colleagues and all that. And they come across very strong to me. You know, they come across as powerful women, as extraordinary women. And I hear when I get in that personal space with them and they get close to me in that way, where I find out later, like, her husband maybe laid hands on her and stuff like that. For me, I was gobsmacked. I was shocked, absolutely shocked. And this is something personal because these are people that have been close to me and trusted me with this, of course. And that got me a little bit confused, just as strong as you are, Rena. And then later on you told me I experienced something like this. It would baffle me because I'm like, but you come across so strong, and what do you think? So I feel like it knows nobody. Anybody can, you never know who a victim is.
True.
You know, a victim in your eyes might be someone so timid and whatever, but someone that strong, I didn't picture it. What can you say on that, and what do you think of that? Like, has it ever happened to you, or have you ever had an encounter of a friend, and why do you think that happens to even these women, these phenomenal women?
I think what happens is that you forget your value. That's the thing. And you see, I came across a quote, and it hit home for me. We have a thing where
I remember it. Women are more drawn to what you say, and men are more drawn to what they see.
And that's why women wear makeup and men lie. Exactly. That's the one. I saw it and I was like, wow, this is so true. Now, we are continuously fed so many things from a young age up until pretty much death. Throughout our whole lives, we are told to be submissive, we are told to listen, we are told to learn to cook, clean, wash clothes, look presentable, groom ourselves. What's the other thing? We're told so many different things. And to aspire to be married, we're also told to do that. Like, marriage is such a huge aspiration. If, for me, my family keeps on asking me, why aren't you married? I keep on asking them, what is your problem?
That's amazing. Why that you say that? Oh my God. It brings me to say that most people rush into marriage because of that stigma of, oh my God, I'm of age. Oh my God, my eggs are going to wear down or whatever. Or this is expected of me as a tradition and our culture. But we're actually probably pushing people to the wrong thing.
We are pushing them. We are pushing them. Because for me, I actually was pushed into that kind of situation where I was so centered and so focused on getting married, because I felt that my life won't begin until I get married. Now, unfortunately, the relationship didn't work out. It was a very beautiful relationship. I would have loved to spend the rest of my life with this person, but things didn't work out. And then I had to sit down and reevaluate myself, and I thought to myself, wow, I had a plan that by 30 I was supposed to be married. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm 30 now. What am I going to do? I'm like, no, I'm not going to look for a husband. So I got down on my knees and I prayed. And I said, God, whatever it is you see fit, that is for me, I will accept. If someone is going to find me, I pray that you prepare them the way they need to be for me, and you prepare me the way I need to be for them. Because for me, the way I see it, maybe because I already have a child, so maybe that's why marriage is not a big thing for me. I feel that my life mission is already complete. I have a child. So I'm trying to get my money, provide for my daughter, so that she can have a good life, just as what my mom did for me.
That's amazing. And lastly, as a mom, do you think it's important for parents to teach their children these things and make them aware?
It is extremely.
Do you think that would actually make maybe abuse less if we started the kids now?
Well, it's just the same as we do with our plants, our flowers, our trees. You always remove the weeds, you always water them, and that's what we need to do with our children. We need to make sure that we educate them, one. We teach them how to communicate with people. We teach them how to identify a good friend from a bad friend. We teach them how to be upstanding citizens. For me, I try my best for my daughter to be my best friend because I want her to be open and tell me everything that's going on in her life.
If something happens to her, yes, she needs to come to you.
She needs to come to me and tell me. If she can't tell me, she's got my sisters, she's got my uncles, she's got my cousins. There's someone that she can speak to. And that's one thing I always try to do, and it's very important. Have that open dialogue because if you don't, you could lose a child right in front of your eyes.
Wow. Wow. That's great. Any final words to the public out there? Is there anything you'd like to say?
A lot. Well, I guess when it comes to abuse, I feel like it's something that should not be taken lightly. And there's different forms. Today we've been covering physical, but there's also emotional abuse. And that's what I've been through. So we need to be able to talk about these things. We should discuss these things. We should be open to hear the problems that our friends have without judging them, And don't be afraid. This is life. Life is meant for living. And things are going to go wrong at some point. But it's up to you to get up and try again and live better and learn from the experiences that you've gone through.
Wow, thanks, Rena. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for coming through.
You're welcome.
It was really nice having you. That is it for our panel discussion today. For parents out there, tell your kids, teach your kids this is not how you should be treated. Have an open dialogue. Stay tuned for the rest of the segments.
Next up, viral news that will have you sitting at the edge of your seats. Stay tuned.
Tamar Braxton went on Wendy Williams' show today, and Wendy asked Tamar if she would ever return to the talk show, The Real. Now, if you don't know, Tamar was a co-host on The Real some years ago, but she was fired, and it was one of the most dramatic stories on daytime TV. Now, for a long time, people blamed the ladies of The Real for getting Tamar fired because Tamar made a very vague statement saying somebody on The Real stabbed her in the back. Now, when she made this statement, everybody assumed that it was her co-host that got her fired, but that wasn't the case. And Tamar never really cleared it up, so she allowed this false narrative to keep going on and on without really telling the truth.
But The Real has been struggling a little bit since.
Oh, Lord, ain't that terrible? Lord Jesus. Come on, Lord. Because at the end of the day, I have to pay attention to why God removed me from that situation. And I believe he removed me from that situation to protect me from.
Tamar, had there been any controversy leading up to this that would make you think even for a moment that something was wrong?
God, no. You're not, fighting with anybody. Me and the girls got along, so I thought.
You and the girls got along, so you thought.
Yeah.
What now, has anyone given you or Vince a reason for the firing?
No, to be honest.
All of a sudden, in 2016, you got fired from the show you created.
I mean, ain't that a blip?
What happened?
I can't even give you an explanation because I was never given an explanation.
Seemed like y'all got along. Are you still friends with the ladies of The Real, or do they contact you?
I mean, for me, it seemed like we got along. So when we automatically didn't get along, that was very hurtful to me. And no, I haven't since birthday party after.
Nobody's contacted you?
No.
Would you go back?
No. No,
Zero.
I wouldn't.
Never?
Well, here's the thing. I'm moving forward with my life.
Right.
And bigger and better opportunities, come my way since that show.
Right.
And I look forward to my own very soon.
Do you have a relationship with any of the ladies?
No, but I wish them all well.
You got fired.
I got fired from The Real.
And was it the result of one of the women at the table?
I mean, it has been said, but I don't know for sure. I know I'm for sure not going to go on a press tour like some other people have. But I just, at this point in my life, I'm past that.
Right.
I wish everybody well.
So as you heard, Tamar addressed this situation multiple times, and in all of her interviews, she never really clarified what really happened. She also never stepped up and said, my co-host had nothing to do with me getting fired. never said that, so the narrative kept going on and on. But this summer, Tamar did apologize to the ladies on The Real. She posted this on her Instagram page.
If you care to expound on it.
Well, here is the thing. You know, I don't want to be anybody's marketing tool this season. No shade. But, you know, I just wish everybody well. And I just feel like sometimes God has to move you out of situations before you become more toxic to yourself.
Right.
And so what if I was in a situation where I'm doing the Braxtons and it's very stressful, and then I'm doing this other show where people are being catty behind my back? Like, what kind of person would I be right now sitting on this couch?
Now, you heard Tamar's statements. Once again, she alluded to somebody on The Real doing her wrong. And this is the same narrative that she's continuing to perpetuate. And now that I think about it, Tamar could be telling the truth about some cattiness behind the scenes. It's very possible that some of the ladies were talking about Tamar behind her back, but ultimately they weren't the ones responsible for getting her fired from The Real. Now, the co-hosts from The Real did respond, and I don't think they should have, because Tamar's comments on Wendy did not warrant a response. But I get it.
In this summer, okay, was that Tamar Braxton gave us an apology for everything that happened, that these girls on this table had no issue with doing. Since then, that apology has been taken down. And so it was in my humble opinion of trying to be this strong black woman, invited her to come on the show for season 6. It was a simple public ask. I did try to call her private.
Use a yellow. Heck, you can even use green, okay? Whatever y'all have on hand, that's what I want you to use. And now we're just going to set that to the side. And I have my pot or my dish here. You can use a mixing bowl. Let's empty the neck bones in here. Again, I washed them off camera. What you want to do is get some apple cider vinegar. That's the first thing I'm going to add to it. 5 pounds of neck bones for probably $5. It's super cheap. The most important thing that you want to make sure you do is clean. I'm going to grab some seasoning salt. My seasoning salt has black pepper in it, but I'm still going to add more. So let's grab the black pepper. You need some liquid smoke. Because since, you know, we're not outdoors, you want to add that nice smoky flavor. And I'm using hickory. If you have a different flavor that you would like to use, you can do so. I'm actually going to start adding my onions in there right now. So let me just break it on up in there. So what I like to do with mine, or should I say what I like to serve with my barbecue neck bones, is I usually serve it with rice and greens, because I know those are two cheap dishes, you know. Regular steamed rice, but that you season it really well. That's the thing with neck bones. I almost forgot, y'all. I almost forgot. We want paprika. This is completely optional because paprika really just adds color. I'm using regular plain paprika, but since it is barbecue neck bones, whip everything. Whip it on up. Alright. The last ingredient that we're going to add will be barbecue sauce. And we're going to add that now because we're going to put it in a pressure cooker. Once everything's in a pressure cooker, you're good. Okay? So, paprika, everything else. Now we got the barbecue sauce. You can use whatever barbecue sauce you want to use. Y'all know what I did, right? I grabbed whatever was on sale. Or if I'm in a rush, I just grab the first thing I see, as long as I know it tastes good. Neck bones, but if you don't want it, you don't have to. And more sauce. I like it saucy. I might just use the whole damn bottle. And again, y'all, if you do not have a pressure cooker, what you can do is you can just put foil on your 9x13, that's what I'm using right now, and place it in the oven on 350 and let it bake for 1 hour. Now it's time to load the pressure cooker. So I'm using an Instant Pot, y'all. Nothing is in here. All I'm going to do is add the ingredients that were in 13. Now, if you're going to do slow cooking, if you want to use your crock pot, what you can do is set it on low and let it cook for 6 minutes, and that should do the trick. And I'm going to drop it. Oh, I made it. Okay. Now I want all the onions. place this on. I am going to set it for 45 minutes. It's on regular heat, and I have it on my meat setting. My vent is in the middle like it should be. It's locked. It's good to go. Now we can walk away and do whatever else we have to do. So, see y'all in 45 minutes. Alright, so it has cooked for 45 minutes. I released the steam. Now, we have our next one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plate it. I have my plate. If you want to add more color, you can actually place these in the oven for, on broil for a couple of minutes so they can get like a little char marks. But you know what? It's summertime while I'm recording this. I'm lazy. It's already hot because your girl, you don't got no AC. So I'm not going to do that step. So I'm just going to go ahead, plate the neck bones, y'all. Continue to get this on out here. I'm not going to dig in the pot no more. I think you guys get, y'all get it. You see how good that is, right? So, y'all know how I'm about color. I'm going to sprinkle some parsley flakes on top. That is them. And we're good, y'all. Barbecue neck bone.
Gambira za mtundu wache ndenga timukumbukira masuku apitawo watu tinkakambirana za nthenda icho ya stroke ndeti danena kuti ngati pali mafunso kapena pena pake pakududumitsani chonde musakayike iyayi tangoti tupizane mafunso kuno ndipo akatswiri aje tinali nawo aja a physiotherapist bambo George Matiro amene amachokera ku Medical Rehabilitation College kufupi ndi ku Queens alimo munonso lero ufuna kuyankha mafunso anu achifuna tupizira sedita kuyankha mafunso onse ayi koma malingani nthawi imene tinawo tiyankha amene tinawo mwina program yotsatirayanso zapungaso pang'ono choncho mpaka natola kuti mafunso eni ofunikira amene sanabwerezedwe ayankhidwa lero musatalikire mwina nkutheka kuti funso lanu munafunsa lija lero mpeza yankho yake takulandiranitu pambo program yathu
ayi ndathokoza kwambiri
nkalitu tinakumana ndipo program yanu ija anthu anamva koma pali mafunso ndiye funso lathu loyamba usafuna kuti anthu awo ndiloti akuti nkutheka kuti ngati munthu amadwala amene amadwala nthenda amene sali ni nthenda ya BP kapena sadwala nthenda yothamangitsa magazi nkutheka kuti munthu amene nkudwalanso nthenda yomitsaziwa ya stroke
zikomo kwambiri ndi funso labwino kwambiri lofunika kuti Amalawi ndi anthu ena onse adziwe chiona chenicheni cha stroke. Komanso ngati mukumbukira nthawi imene tinabwera kuyambira kuja sena tinakamba kuti stroke ndi chani komanso imayamba chifukwa kapena mnjira zanji ndipo kuti mwapadalira tinakamba kuti stroke pali mitundu ingapo tinanena stroke imene timayina kuti hemorrhagic kapena kuti kuphulika kwa ma vessels kumene kumabwera chifukwa cha kuthamanga kwa magazi komanso mbali ina inayina kuti stroke ina imachitika chifukwa cha blockage ya ma vessels kapena mapipe imene madusa magazi ndiyeno ukasekeka ndiyeno pafunso limeneli tinene kuti ndizotheka kuti munthu amene alibe BP atha kukhala ndi stroke chimene chimachitika chakuti amatha kukhala ndi vuto lina mwachisanzo longo vuto la magazi pamene munthu akukhala munga sickle cell anemia for example amene matenda ena amene amachitisa kuti achita block ma vessels mu ubongo
azitseka minyo amene madutsa magazi
azitseka amene mujamu palinso matenda ena amene amachitisa kuti mwachisanzo kukhala ndi inflammation kapena kutupa ma vessels mene madusa magazi zikatero zimachita dissect kuyenda kwa chani kwa magazi ndizo tezija zikapitirira ndi kukachitika nkhale kumutu kubongo zimachitisabe kuti magazi asafike kuma targeted area kapena ku brain ku ubongo kumene kumachitira zinthu zambiri zimene timachita pa siku lathu la siku ndi siku ndiye mwachidule munthu woti alibe BP kapena alibe history iliyonse ya BP atha kudwala matenda amenewa a stroke.
Chabwino ndikukhulupirira funso lanu layankhidwa amene mumafuna kudziwa kuti kodi ngati munthu sakudwala tenda ya BP angatokhala ndi stroke, ndiye pamene yankho ndoti atha kukhala chifukwa stroke simapangira ndi BP yokha yayi, palinso zina zimene zimapangitsa kuti munthu akhale ndi stroke afuna kuzabwiniropo. Tipite kufunso lathu lachiwiri. Funso lathu lachiwiri tifuna ndikhulupirira kuti munthu amafuna kuti amvetsetse sanamve bwino, amafuna amvetse kuti kodi munthu tingazindikire bwanji kuti munthu uyu stroke yamugwira, zizindikiro zake nzamtundu wanji, nanga pa nthawi imeneyi matenda awa ayambika tingatani kuti timuthandize sanapite naye kuchipatala.
Zikomo kwambiri. Ilonso ndi funso labwino kwambiri, labwino chifukwa chakuti zaoneka kuchokera ma researches osiyanasiyana kuti anthu padziko lapansi si ambiri amene amadziwa za stroke kuti yachitika, m'bale wanga zamuchitikira, kodi ndingaone bwanji kuti iyi ndi stroke. Nthawi zambiri anthu amakhala m'manyumba kapena kuti kupitanso chipatala mochedwa chifukwa chakuti lack of knowledge kapena kusakhala ndi information yenera kumbali ya stroke. Mwachoncho pamene munthu akudwala stroke kapena yangochitika kumene tingamudziwe motani. Chinthu choyamba chimene tingathe kuzindikira nchakuti ubongo mungametanira muja umachitisa zinthu zambiri zimene timachita pa siku ndi siku la moyo wathu. Ndiye mwachidule tinene kuti kuti muzindikire kuti munthu mwina ake ali ndi stroke, poyamba muyang'aneni nkhope yake. Nkhope itha kutembenuka kupita mbali imodzi kusiyana ndi mmene munthu amayenera kukhalira. Chinthu choyamba nchomwecho
titi kupotoka mbali imodzi,
kupotokera mbali
mwina mlomo kupita mbali ina, kandi ku left kapena ndi ku right, kumanzere kapena kumanja,
zona
imeneyo mutawuzira kuti ndi stroke.
Ndi stroke.
Mosafuna koma kuti akulephera kuti mlomo ukhale mmene umakhalira wapotokera mbali imodzi.
Ndipo nthawi zambiri amakhala akugwesa akutulusa dovu chifukwa chakuti mlomo sunalimbe kuchita control malo kuti asatuluke. Chinthu choyamba chomwe. Chachiwiri, mukamtenga mikono yake, mkono wamphamvu utaenda kali stroke umagwira mbali imodzi ya thupi, mkono umodzi utha kumagwira pansi kusonyeza kuti alibe control ya mbali imeneyo. Chachiwiri chomwecho. Chachitatu, kulankhula, speech. Mukumbukira pa nkhani imene timachita introduce nkhani imeneyi kuti kulankhulanso ndi mphamvu yayikulu imene imachokera ku ubongo, ntchito yabwino ya ubongo. Ndiye pa nthawi imene munthu ali ndi stroke kulankhulanso depending on kuti lalomwe
amana tingatani
tingatani
tuwemeza kupita naye kuchipatala, tingati first aid yathu imene tingathe kumanga nthawi imene ndi amtundu wanji.
Nthawi imene jayo kwambiri ndiyakuti mukhazikeni bwino munthu uja mwachisanzo kumugonesa kuti malovu asamke kapena asalowe munjira zosayenerera. Ndiye imene ya first step imene
ngati munjira zosayenerera mutanthauzanji pamene kuti tikhale tikudziwa bwino mutanthauzanji.
Pamene papa ngati munthu wakhala position yoti sangathe kumeza kapena sangathe kuchita control malovu mungabe ndayenera muja, ndiye kuti malovu amene aja atha kulowa pipe imene siyenera kulowa malovu. Lusatira zake munthu yamatsamwa komanso mwina mwake timatha kumuuza munthu munjira yotero chifukwa chakuti zinthu malovu sanalowe mpipe yoyenerera. Ndiye mwike
munjira ina tingona mwachidoti kuti malovu asapite mpipe imene timavumira imene mapita mpweya upumira. Azipita azigwingati kugwera azigwera mmene mapita chakudya
basi momwemo.
Chabwino.
Ndiye kuopesa kuti mwina mwake munthu uja atha kutisiya musazika bwino. Ndiye muike position yabwino, kumsamizira kapena mbali imodzi kaya kumanzere kaya kumanja kuti azitha kupuma bwino. Chinthu china
mwina munthu akhoza kuganiza ningonena ngoganiza mwina munthu akhoza kuti koma ndimene ndikuonera mwina sankugonese choncho mmene mwanifuro koma ndikugonese chafufumimba kuti mwina malovu azitukira pakamwa.
Chafufumimbacho si position yabwino mungamene timadziwira chifukwa chakuti kupuma kwake kuzakhala compromised kapena sakwanisa kupuma moyenera kufanizira ndi pamene ena kuchipatala munthuyo sikhala posankha. Samakhala wakomoka saza wachochita naye kapena ayi sanakomoke angona